Hey YouTube, it's TheCousinDan again. Welcome to my little shop. I want to show you how to revive a little two-cycle engine like this when its compression has slowly failed over time due to the buildup of carbon and varnish in the ring grooves on the pistons. One way to verify that that's the problem that's actually taking place is by taking some things apart and looking directly into the exhaust port to see for yourself whether or not that ring has frozen in place. Now that we can see inside the exhaust port, I can pull on this starter pull cord and move the piston a little bit. And as I do that, we can line it right up with the piston ring. Now you look in there, you can see it's straight on. I can take an awl or something sharp and try to move it, but it will not budge. So the next step is to take this thing apart, free that piston to where we can really get a good look at it and see what's going on. What we've got here is really just the bones of the engine now, and I noticed that it feels like I have compression because it wants to go around and stop, but what it's really doing is it's pulling on the magnet here, so it wants to fall right into place with the magnet. So there's really not much compression. Now you can hear it hiss, but if I turn it slowly you can tell there's really no compression there. That hissing is just because it's trying to move a larger volume of air through a pretty small gap. That's all that is. Alright, so now we just go ahead and take off the cylinder. I want to give you a close-up here so you can see what's going on. This piston is really grimy in here, and you can see the buildup at the top of the piston as well. And if you look, you'd have to rotate it, but if you can kind of see through there, the piston ring, where is it at? It meets right here. And it goes all the way around the piston and meets right there. There's a crack right there because it's not a full circle. That's how they get it on. You stretch it over the top of the piston. So, excuse me, that crack is actually supposed to expand. If I take this out of there, I'm supposed to see the piston ring pop out. Well, it is locked in there. I can't get it to move at all. And it certainly won't rotate, and it, worst of all, will not expand and put pressure against the cylinder, the inside of the cylinder, which is how you actually get your compression. Now the inside of that cylinder, you can't see it in the video, but it looks pretty good. It's very nice and clean. I don't think there's any problem with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this piston ring loose, we're going to clean everything out, clean up the piston, and then reinstall it and see what happens. What I'm going to do now is take that little circular clip out of there, and I'm going to push the pin out that's holding the piston in place on the rod. So the reason I do that is so that I can get this piston away and clean it. I'm going to really carefully point this all away from me. Push in hard. Pry that thing out. And I can already see an awful lot of carbon buildup on there. And just very carefully work the ring off the piston. Do not allow the thing to bend or kink. You will ruin the ring. Be very careful to take it off without putting a hot bend in it. Okay. Now I can clean this groove out, which is completely full of carbon junk, which you can see falling out on this piece of wood here. And one thing you want to remember when you're using a razor blade is that you can scratch the aluminum piston. but you're not likely to scratch this hardened steel ring. That's the purpose of having the ring very, very hard. It's probably harder than this metal. I'm still being careful, and I don't want to use the razor blade on the outside of the piston ring because that's where it's really critical that I don't put scratches. So we're going to reinstall this ring again, making sure that it's located in the right orientation. So they're kind of cut at an angle to fit around this pin and at the right location on the piston so that it lines up with the pin. So I put the first one there, just walk it around, and there we go. Now see what's going on here? That doesn't want to stay in place. It wants to spring out. That's exactly what we want. That was not happening before, so we're not putting tension or pressure from the inside against the inner diameter of that cylinder wall, hence not creating any seal. So now we're going to try to put this back together, back on the piston rod with the pin, and then put the engine back together and see what it does. Now that I've got this together and I can pull on this cord, you can really tell there's a lot more actual compression. It holds pressure. That's what we're looking for. Alright, well let's go ahead and give it a shot. Some of this stuff out of the way. This thing has a very precise startup procedure. So it says push this 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Prime the gas tank. And then turn this to start. Turn this to full choke. Pull the cord 5 times. Let's see. Choke. I'd say I did it. It leaves a really nasty taste in your mouth, don't you, that part. If you have any questions, just leave a comment in the section below. For the record, this is a Weedeater FB25 25cc gas blower. Should be the same procedure for when this happens to almost anything. Like I said, leave your questions in the comment below and comment section below, and feel free to subscribe if I have earned your subscription. Thanks for watching.